Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Wildermyth. So, in the last episode here, we actually left off with an incursion coming in towards us, and we're pretty much on the road to completing Chapter 1, it looks like. So, we've got Yavanna, we've got Numia, we've got Selnik, and we have logged in as our assembly here today. And I wanted to start off by saying, if you guys are from the United States, happy 4th of July, happy Independence Day, and thank you guys so much for watching all these videos and keeping in contact with me, keeping the support up. I appreciate it. Appreciate you guys. But yeah, let's jump right in and see what Chapter 1 is all about in this new campaign. So we're going to actually stomp out this incursion. I feel pretty confident with our party right here. So we're going to just attack them straight out of the gate. Alright, so it looks like Numia is starting the conversation here. They don't seem to know we're here. How shall we destroy them? Alright, and we could just charge them head on. I think we're actually going to do that. We're going to charge them head on. The Assembly of the Holy Favor. Charge! The Assembly of the Holy Favor gained temporary damage and potency. Awesome. I will take that for sure. Alright, so we got some Weldlings, Watchmen, and it looks like another 3 foe cards. Okay, so why don't we start off with Yavanna and see if we can move her into position here. Yeah, let's just put some damage on the Watchmen. I don't like big monsters, they scare me. Alright, we'll get some interfuse. Perfect. Alright, we'll still fire, drop it on this guy, and he should be dead on the next turn because that's going to do 2 damage to him, so we don't really have to worry about him too much anymore. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll slap a Guardian down, and we'll also move Selnik up, our Frying Pan Man, and slap another guard down. Beautiful. Pretty much as planned, right? Alright, so why don't we start off with logged in once more, and we're going to re-interfuse with this lamp here, and we'll illuminate it, steal fire, and drop it on this guy here. So unfortunately that's not going to kill him straight out of the gate, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to try and move Yavanna and see if we can get a nice shot. Alright, so that's going to be pretty much it for that Watchman there. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to move Numia all the way up here and get a good strike. And then what we'll probably do is, why don't we move Selnik up just to give her a little bit more armor. Alright, so it looks like we didn't take any damage from that, but we are going to have to move out of the fire. So why don't we move Selnik up to over here, take out this Weldling before it can do any more damage. So it looked like we were able to. Alright, so instead of bringing Numia down to take that guy out, we're actually going to guard against foes. Mainly just because I'm trying to create a wall with both of these characters, and what we can do is we can bring Yavanna up right here, and then take this guy out. Alright, now for logged in, what we'll do is we'll move him up here, and we'll just re-interfuse with some more branches, and that should get him set up to deter the advance of that one up there. Alright, we got a nice block. Okay, perfect. So what we'll do is we'll actually start off with logged in. I think we can actually do a shackle just to keep him in place for right now. Because I really don't want to have to worry about him. Alright. And then what we'll do is we'll bring Yavanna up. Give Selnik just a little bit of extra armor. And hopefully... Beautiful. Great hit. Alright, and then we're going to take Numia and see if we can finish off this Spectic here. I am really not having a good, good time with these guys. Our Are we? Like, come on. Okay, so at least we got that extra armor, and we finally took him out. So I probably should have saved Selnick over here, but that's alright. It looks like we got a nice kill on our hands. So that is the end of the incursion, and honestly it was really not that bad at all. We got not 1, but 3 level ups it looks like. Okay, so for Logden, our melee mystic, we've got Spirit Blade. When allies stand directly adjacent to an interfused object, they gain +1 damage. Interfused blazes can be used to grant nearby allies fiery attacks. That seems really strong. And we've also got Naturalist, so that just upgrades the interfusions, and we have Riposte, which is a nice counterattack. I'm thinking that Vigor Flow would probably be really good for the upgrade because it gives more damage as well as some extra speed, and Mystics do need speed, so I think that'd be a really good one to grab. Alright, what else have we got for Yavanna? So, Yavanna has +1 speed once per combat as a swift action. Activate to dodge the next 2 attacks. I kind of like that. It gives her a lot of speed. And then we also have long reach, which, I mean, I'm going to say it's not as good as maybe the upgrade to archery. Because if we really keep her at range, it'll probably be beneficial towards us. And we also have Riposte, which is kind of just not what we're wanting to do for her. So I think having the additional dodge against the ranged attacks is probably best, as long as we keep her away. Alright, then we also do have Selnick. Tinker, which gives some extra armor, and we have Raider. As a swift action, Selnick can start a fire on an empty tile or break a piece of adjacent scenery. I don't really think we have too many people who mesh with this ability right now, so we're probably not going to grab that. And we have Stalwart, which is probably best used for Numia, so we're actually just going to upgrade Battle Dance. After hitting with a non-swift melee attack, if Selnick still has actions left, he can move up to half his speed as a free action. Alright, and then we also have a Torch. I mean, that's pretty much the Raider thing, right? So, might as well give it to Selnick. Basically just got 2 skills for free, at least for now. Alright, and it looks like the Sommelier is having some extra armor, which is not a big deal because, like I said, our heroes are quite strong. So we're going to take on this Mulforge here. I don't think we need to rest, but I think it might be wise just for Selnick to get that little bit of extra health. So let's take a look at the Mulforge. They seem to have the place surrounded, and they're not exactly being subtle about it. I can hear their noise from here. What do you think they're grinding their gears about? Says Logden. It's a forge. They probably love that stuff. It's like when you put me in front of a ham. Total mayhem. I love it. I love it. So when it comes to the actual approach, alright, so we can stick together and push in, or they surround the forge, so we surround them. I like the stick together approach because I like having that wall and the armor with our guys, so I think we're going to do that. We'll need all the defense we can manage, yeah, I agree. Do stay at least 1 staff's length away from me, though. I need my fighting space, says Logden. Morthagi noises. Alright, so we've got a Watchman, a Spectic, Sommelier, Weldling, or 2 Weldlings. I really don't like the Weldlings, so if we can actually take them out first, I would feel a lot more comfortable, but we'll probably have to find them first. Let's move Yavanna up and see if we can get... There we go. We got a good start. And I'm probably going to bring Logden over here. And it doesn't look like we have a whole lot of things that are in our area right now. So if we can actually maybe do a little bit of extra damage to this guy with our interfusions, I wouldn't hate it. Would not hate it. So yeah, let's interfuse with these mushrooms here. We'll just do a wild grasp. Alright. So we'll go ahead and wall logged in. And we'll take Numia and come and wall Yavanna. Alright, now that should give Yavanna plenty of ability to finish this guy off here. Beautiful. And we've got Logden, who can now interfuse with another object and become an absolute unit. So we're going to actually bring him up to, we'll say right here, because I believe this guy can't move to attack us from there. But we'll wall with Selnik just in case. And I actually think we're going to bring Numia up right beside him to give them that extra defense. Alright. So why don't we just steal fire and drop this in here in case this thing decides to move. And there's those weldlings. So this is one of those where I don't know if I want to be all grouped up because of the weldlings and they have that fire attack. So we're gonna have to try and take them down as quickly as we can. It looks like we can bring Numia up and maybe put some good damage on one of them. I think we're gonna do just that. So why don't we try and take this guy out? Oh, that's not a good start. Okay. So we can actually get some damage on this guy. And we have Logden, who is also able to do some damage. Alright. So I don't know if Selnik is going to be able to get very far, but I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to move him up to here and maybe just kind of split our party just a little bit because I don't want all of them taking an obnoxious amount of damage. Yeah, there's that firewall that I was talking about, and thankfully we did get a good dodge. Alright, so we're going to have to move these guys out of the fire here. I think the best way to do that is we're actually going to come and take this weldling down right here. So we'll take Logden and we'll have him interfuse with something. Let's do the fungus here, and then we'll have him move and then attack this guy. Alright, perfect. And so we can actually knock him back, or we can take down the Sommelier, and I think we're going to actually do that. Alright, so there is one less enemy off the map there. Now we do have our wonderful Yavanna, and we'll move her up wall with Logden just a little bit, take out this last weldling, or not. What we need to do is we need to get Numia out of the fire. I don't know the best way for her to get around there. We're gonna have to... Yeah, I really don't know the best way to get her out of this. She's gonna be taking fire damage pretty much regardless of where she goes. But I think it is worth it to take down the weldling, and we have to put her in such a space that she isn't going to run the risk of this other weldling here, who is still alive, doing extra damage to our party. So why don't we put her right here, and we're unfortunately going to have to take that damage. But it was worth it. Alright, and we got a nice block from Selnik there. And apparently this thing is absolutely amazing with Firewall, but Yavanna's archery did come in really handy. So, we're actually going to move her all the way down here, pretty much far and away. Didn't get any damage, but we can... Who does he interfuse with right now? Does he have any interfusion targets? Don't know. We're gonna move him, and we're actually gonna interfuse with this branch here. Get a block again. Why don't we move Selnik up and give a little bit of guard to Logden, and then for Numia, we're just gonna have to move her down. We'll give some extra wall though, I think. Try and guard him best as we can. Alright, and it went after Yavanna. So, that actually kind of works in our favor, guys. So I think we're just gonna move her all the way back here. She should be nice and safe. We are not hitting very many of our shots at all. But we do have a juicy interfusion with Logden, and I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to move Selnick down. We're not going to use him just yet, because if that knockback goes through, I don't know if... It looks like Logden would be able to reach him, but we're going to actually just surround this guy. And it looks like he can take him straight out, so that is perfect. And I guess that's not the end here. We might have some more enemies that we have to uncover, so why don't we just try and do that. So we are going to have to keep Logden somewhat in the back now. But that's okay. We're going to have to get him some more armor so that he can actually function as our melee mystic this time around. Alright. Crash. Amjo, I told you to run. Huh? Morthagi noises. Ah, says Pamjo. Hey, I can fight, but one dueling sword is going to take these down. Get in here and help me. Okay, so we got some more that we need to take out. Why don't we send Numia in and get things started here. So Pamjo, it looks like, is in trouble. We're actually going to bring him back, and we'll probably have him just come over here, I think. We'll have him guard. Okay. Got a good block from Numia. What we'll do is we'll actually bring... I think we're going to try and take this guy down with Logden. I think we're going to try and do that. So he might actually need to interfuse with some more things, which is perfectly fine. Alright, we got some good damage out right there. And we're going to bring Selnick up. Might need to move Numia first. So we're actually going to move her right here. Yep. Got some warding. Get a good hit on this guy here. And let's bring Selnick up so we can guard Logden. And then we'll bring Yavanna over here and finish off that Weldling. Good stuff. Alright, and Pamjo, I want to save you, so you're going to come over here and you're just going to guard. Okay, so we'll bring Yavanna over to this tile. And we'll bring Selnick in to finish this guy off. Very good. Alright, we got an easy victory. And it looks like we have a sword. So that's a great sword. I think we're actually going to give that to Selnick. I think we're going to do that. So, I mean, he's going to lose a little bit of knockback, but he gains a good amount of damage here. So yeah, let's do that. And then we have an Igneous Scarf, which I think we're going to give that to Yavanna. I'm really enjoying her playstyle currently. Alright. More questions than answers. Sorry I couldn't have been more help. I don't fight quite like I used to. Well, you got the job done, says Yavanna. Could have gone worse, you know. As he looks at the pile. It barged in here and tried to hide behind the furnace. Why would they go after their own kind like that? They wouldn't. There's something different about this one. I wanted to keep it around and see if I can compare it to the other Morthagi. Sigh. Maybe I'll put it down where the door knocker shelf used to be. Do you think you could help me drag? Sure. She's ready to drag this thing. Hey, listen. We appreciate all you've done so far, but I have to ask. Are those deepest tattoos? Oh, it's embarrassing actually. I went through one of their initiation rituals years ago. They made some intriguing claims about life extension, and I was into that sort of thing. But the promises didn't pan out. And they ended up being pretty unpleasant characters, I'd imagine. Cults come and go, but tattoos are forever. Teach your kids that one. Hey, I've got some tattoos. I happen to like mine. Alright, so based on our performance here, we have 9 years of peace, and we actually got quite a bit of wood. It looks like we're not doing very well in the hide and spell threads department, so we'll have to keep an eye out for that when we start building more resource huts. And we've undermined the enemy's plans, so the Spectic loses its extra health. During the years of peace. True to Flynn's word, Selnick never went thirsty. For her taps were always flowing when the party came by. Selnick, she says. Logden was visited once by a woman cloaked in ivy. The spirit lay out 3 futures for Logden to pick from. After careful deliberation, one was finally picked. Which one? Xanathia Smithy offered to take discarded Dralvin armor and Morthagi parts, melting them down and reforging them to be used against their former masters. Cool. Hey, Rabbit Bow Windmill's up and running again, says Selnick. It's symbolic, you know, of bread. Well, sure, or maybe I'm just hungry, says Logden. Alright, during the years of peace, it looks like there is a transformation. Okay. So Selnick has the opportunity to transform his arm and shoot a burst of star energy at a nearby foe with his celestial arm. I kind of like having the ability to have him have some range here. I don't know what that's going to do to his greatsword, but yeah. Why don't we do that? Why don't we do that? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so Selnick's got a little bit of a transformation there, and we have the ability to upgrade currently. So what we need to do is we actually need to give Numia a decent weapon, and I'm thinking an axe is kind of her style. We unfortunately didn't find, very many weapons or any usable items that I would have liked to have gotten during this last playthrough, but I'm really thinking the axe. It seems very fitting. It's got some good stun damage, and I think it'll work out. I think it'll work out for her. So I like the name Ebon Clash. It seems good. So let's do that. Let's give her a nice axe, and we got Selnick with his Dusk Shard of Jasper. So it looks like that greatsword was actually removed from him. So unfortunately, that didn't go as planned, but I'm okay with having that ranged ability. We're going to have to look into getting him. I'm thinking a spear might actually be pretty good, because it's got some good range, it's got some good damage, and he does have that guardian ability. So maybe we craft him a spear. Alright. And unfortunately, we did use a lot of our resources here, so we're not able to get a whole lot else. But that's okay. I think this is a good start, and I also don't believe that I want to use any legacy points. Okay, so we're just gonna go do next. I'm okay with our choices right now. And it looks like we completed chapter 1. Yanwell, you're back. I was so worried. When you wrote about that horrible immortal mechanical nonsense, I was afraid you'd lost your mind. Nonsense? I'm completely serious. Why are you making that face? There's a plague out there, I'm telling you. I've found a way for us to bypass death. And you're making that face? You can't bypass death. What you're talking about, that's something else. Something unnatural. Abominable. The Morthagi have always been tools. We've used them to achieve countless other things. So why not this? Ooh, the plot thickens. Yavanna had visited Pamjo a few times. They picked apart Morthagi elbows and told tales of old battles over jugs of wine. They dug into the body of the strange Morthagi as well, but Pamjo remained puzzled as to how it worked. So when Yavanna received an urgent invitation to the forge, she set off immediately. Thank you. Listen, says Pamjo. I have a very important, potentially dangerous information. I knew I had to share it with you. Of course. You might even say I'm honored to be the person that you'd come to. First... Hey Yavanna, about time, we've been waiting for you. Oh well. I'd start with pleasantries, but there's nothing pleasant about this. A wave of Morthagi have been moving across the countryside. A little further out, closer to Maxshire, but causing just as much destruction. Based on the way they're spreading, it seems like they originated in the Brudenmold forest. I've had some amazing cheeses from there, says Selnick. Ever the goofball. Well, if we weren't motivated by our duty or glory before, now we can add cheese to the list. There are almost certainly some of the old Mortificers' workshops there, and I wouldn't be surprised if Mortificers are still around? No, but their workshops are, and some Morthagi can manufacture more of themselves without a person overseeing the process. Good to know, says Yavanna. So, the Assembly of the Holy Favor sets out again. This brawny baker type just moved in next door too. I'm finishing up a better weapon, but I'll try to meet you at Deep Tom Water Wheel. Maybe I'll have some tales to tell him later. Any insights? No. It's standard in some ways, but then the core of it is bizarre. Something complicated is going on here, but I can't figure out exactly what. Huh. Goodbye then. Excuse me. They gasp. You have the body of my friend in there. You kept it in decent condition. I appreciate that. Apologies. This must be strange. Not at all, says Pamjo. Yeah, that is, yes, it is strange. But I have many questions for you. The shadows deepen. All monster groups will draw an extra monster card in every battle. Alright, we're moving on to the next chapter in our story here. So I want to thank you guys for watching. This episode was a little bit long, but that's because we did have a chapter to complete. So I hope you guys enjoyed everything, and as always guys, I mean, make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment, click that notification bell, and I do want to give a shout out to Scurvy Ninja. He has been awesome. He's an awesome streamer. So if you want to check out his Twitch, follow him at Twitter, go ahead and do that. He's got some nice interactive playthroughs, and it would be awesome for you guys to go check him out. I'm hanging out in his chat sometimes when I'm not doing my own playthrough, so I'll leave the link in my description down below, and you guys can go check him out. So until next time guys, we'll jump right into chapter 2, so take care.